Sarah, say hello to Brian.
Hi, Brian. Good morning.
Nice to see you, Sarah. You guys can go
Good
now.
morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Sean Spicer, we got to ask you right out of the gate. Sean Spicer was hitting this promotion. That leaves someone's going to take his job at the as press secretary behind the podium. Is that going to be you?
Look, we all serve at the pleasure of the president, and I'm just honored to be part of his team in whatever capacity that he'll have me. And right now, I'm trying to do the very best I can in the job I've got.
Would you like it? Would you like the job?
Again, look, that's not my decision.
I know you serve
to make.
at the pleasure of the president.
It's the president's decision to make.
So if he asks you, take it.
It's not a Sadie Hawkins thing.
I don't think a lot of people turn the president down on anything he asks them to do, and that's one of the reasons he's going to be so successful, and the reason that he's pushing through and getting a lot of things done even in these first few months in office.
Okay. And Sarah, can I ask you in the big picture, I know a lot of complaints over the last week that there haven't been enough press availabilities, not every day, not on camera. Sean Spicer is getting a lot of grief on that. Is that the way it's going to be? You guys will not go 5 days a week. You'll decide when it will be all, what's going to be a gaggle and what's going to be a made-for-television event?
Look, we've got, I think, one of the most accessible press teams that any administration has ever had. I have reporters coming in and out of our offices every day, answering questions, getting back to them in a number of different ways. I think that one of the powers of this presidency is his ability to communicate directly with Americans with an unfiltered bias that the media often puts on things. Sure. He's got a social media platform that allows him to communicate with over 107 million people. That is a massive ability to connect without having to use that same conventional process that's been done every day. We have press briefings, but we also have a number of other ways that we can communicate with the American people. The president does that every day, as I think you guys are very aware of, and I don't think that any person in the country could argue that we're not an accessible and transparent team and that we're using all platforms in order to get his message out.
Well, Sarah, the president's already been tweeting congratulations to the winner down in Georgia, Karen Handel. She beat John Ossoff. She never led in any of the preliminary polls, winds up beating him by about 5 points. For Democrats waking up today where they are now 5-0 and their
0-5,
their losing streak is alive, what exactly is their message?
I don't think they have one, and I think Americans have seen that, and that's one of the reasons Republicans and this president continue to win time and time again. The mainstream media, the Washington bureaucracy, which are basically the Democrats, all pretty much the same thing, have been competing against this president on every front. They thought the elections last night were going to be a referendum on this president, and once again he proved never underestimate him, and that the American people put him and other Republicans in place for a reason. They have an agenda. They want a health care system that works. They want an environment where we're creating jobs and growing the economy. That's what this president's focused on. That's why he was elected in the first place, and that's why he continues to keep winning. Frankly, I think Republicans are going to get tired of winning at some point if the Democrats don't ever get an agenda.
Sarah, I remember when the president was saying that in Iowa when he was campaigning at the Iowa State Fair. He's back in Iowa today. What's he doing there?
Look, Iowa is an important part of not just this process, but of our country. It's one of the big agricultural producers in the country.
Corn.
It's a huge industry there. Ainsley, as I know, you've spent quite a bit of time there on the campaign trail. This is a big part of the success of our country, is the ability to feed itself. If we can't do that, then we can't ever be free. The president recognizes this. Today he's going there to talk about agriculture, talk about technology in agriculture, how we can be more efficient, more effective, and really talk about the backbone of our country, which is in the heartland.
Paul Ryan weighed in yesterday with a detailed speech like only he can do with his PowerPoint when he talks about taxes. He says this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. When the president talks about tax reform, is that something he is going to be more hands-on with than health care, where he kind of said, guys, you've been working on this for 8 years, show me what you got? Do you think he's going to be more hands-on with this process?
I think he's been very hands-on already, both with health care and tax reform. I think you can expect him to play a huge role in this process with his team, with his administration. He's got an incredible team with guys like Gary Cohn, Steve Mnuchin on the front lines of that effort, who have laid out some guiding principles and will be working hand in hand with Congress to see the biggest tax reform that we've seen in our country's history.
Interesting stuff. All right, Sarah, thank you very much for joining us from the North Lawn of the White House today.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.